I got royalty inside my DNA. I got peace, got war and peace inside my DNA. I got poison, pain, and joy inside my DNA. 死んだ天性 I was born like this is wild. Immaculate conception, I just used to fall like this without you a new weapon. I know
Hey guys, if you haven't already, give the video a like, subscribe to my channel. This is a what if series and I'll be doing more down the road. Plus Ultra! Hey guys, and welcome to What If Naruto Was Like Itachi, Part 5, the final part to this series. You guys have been waiting for this part for a long time. It's supposed to have been out yesterday, but I had run into some uploading issues. I was trying to upload the video all throughout yesterday long, but it would just not work. I don't even know why it wouldn't work, and I was like texting you just to see what was going on, if there was something wrong with my account, which there wasn't, but I just wanted to I was trying to upload it to get the video out for you guys, but it's here now. So there's going to be a few things that I touch on that I missed in the first part. Well, not missed. I didn't miss nothing in the fourth part. It's just some things that I want to touch up on. Now, before Naruto, Sasuke, and Itachi went on the 3-year training time skip with 2 months to spare, before they went to train, they all had their eyes like basically swapped. There's been something going on. I don't know if it's unrealistic. I don't know if that was to work or not, but they say if you Itachi and the Sasuke just swapped their eyes, they would return to gain the EMS. I don't know how true that is, because to me that sounds unrealistic. And another thing that sounds unrealistic is, why didn't Itachi take Mikoto and Fugaku's eyes just so he could give them to Sasuke and give him a pair for him and everything? To me, the whole Uchiha swapping eyes thing from the sibling, even though your father and mother, don't you think it would work that way too? I don't know. I'm not a rocket science at that, but well, that's what we're going to do in this what if. So Tsunade is going to help them with their eyes, and when they get ready to leave for their 3-year training time skip, they're going to have bandages over their eyes, so just like how Sasuke had when he got his eyes implanted. So now they're on their journey, and for 1 year, they most likely just train and focus on their taijutsu skills and their senses, with Kakashi and Jiraiya helping them out with some of the techniques and stuff. Kakashi can only do so much, but Itachi's there to... He's also using this as a training experience for him too, to gain more control over his Sharingan, just to be more agile, and he's just using this as a way to protect himself and to help his comrades too, so he could use a huge training time skip. Kakashi already is a beast, but he's most likely taking more inspiration from his father and trying to fight more in that style, get a keen to it, so he can become more of help in the future in case a threat comes to the village and tries to hurt them. Anyway, now during this journey, you have Jiraiya, Kakashi, Naruto, Sasuke, and Itachi. In the 2nd year of their journey, before they set out, there's something I wanted to mention, that the tailed beast were saved. In this series, the tailed beasts are getting saved. And when the first year, Naruto and Sasuke and Itachi, they all just basically focused on their senses, focused on taijutsu training, learning new jutsus. Naruto got accustomed to his eyes, his EMS, not EMS, but just getting accustomed to the power of his eyes. It didn't take that long for his eyes to heal, so somewhere around the first year, say for example in the middle, or we could put it around September or October. No, it's not the middle, but August, put it that way. Somewhere in August, and it had to be August 21st, where they take their bandages off, and it wouldn't take a month, a half a year for them to get their eyes fixed. Something shorter than that, but just over, let's just say over a few days. Not a few days, but a few weeks, sort of a month or so, because I believe you have to wait a while before your eyes can heal, because that is surgery. I know that it's surgery, right? Anyway, so during that time, Naruto, Sasuke, and Itachi, and Jiraiya, and Kakashi has been focusing on taijutsu, learning new jutsus, and this is where Kakashi would come up with the Raikiri, basically creating purple lightning. Naruto, on the other hand, has been working on his wind style jutsu. He hasn't perfected it yet, but it's in the works. He's working on something incredible, and he also has found out the trick towards shadow clones. I mean, Naruto is smart. He's smart as Itachi, probably even past smarter than Itachi. So I'm sure he'd find out the trick for shadow clones and train with those effectively, trying to learn his wind style nature. And also fire style and stuff like that, and also a little lightning style. But Naruto's two most good attributes is his fire style and his wind style. I mean, he can use lightning style and other elements like earth, water, and stuff like that. He can use other elements, but his most accustomed to him is wind and fire. And he loves those two. But something about water and lightning that he could use, two jutsus that he got for that, yeah, he's been practicing on those two. So now, after they take their benches off and get used to their EMS, get used to their abilities, Sasuke's and Itachi's is going to be exactly the same. They're both going to have the same abilities with putting the flames out, dispersing the flames, shaping the flames. It's going to be unique abilities for those two brothers. Now, on the other hand, Naruto's abilities. His Mangekyo Sharingan had the ability, you heard about the Genjutsu, but I never explained the abilities that Naruto had for his Mangekyo Sharingan. It will be similar to Madara's, where Naruto can slow down time. Basically, put it like this. His right eye can slow down time. His left eye can stop time. Put it that way. But you can only do it for so long until his eyes start bleeding. But even with that kind of power right there, it just goes to say that what kind of powerhouse Naruto is right now with his EMS. Now, this was due to the fact that Naruto had to implant his father's eyes when he fought Gaara, and his eyes were getting a lot dimmer. See, when you use the Mangekyo Sharingan for too long, your eyes start to lose the light and fade into darkness. Curse. Anyway. So now, with all that being said, Naruto, they all have been training, and this is around the time of the 2-year time skip. Well, not 2-year time skip, but at the 2-year mark. Let's say it that way. So when they reach the 2-year mark, Naruto comes up with a suggestion that they need to go out and find all the tail beasts. From what Itachi has told him, that the Akatsuki are hunting these individual tail beasts. Naruto doesn't want that to happen. He feels a connection to his fellow jinchuriki, and he wants to protect them. Itachi wants to help out as best as he can. So does Kakashi and Jiraiya. They all want to help out as best way they can. So, before Gaara, we all know that Gaara's in the village. We all know that he's safe. But for the other tailed beasts, they all try to hunt them down. So Yugito, Matobi, two tails. They find her and they warn her about the suspicions and everything and tell her about all of that. I mean, the same way Naruto did in canon is how he met Yugito. It's the same way he's going to meet her right now, but it's going to be more people there. And it's going to be a fight because since the two like to fight each other. But it's going to be like a friendly spar with each other. But Naruto's going to hand her a kunai and then he's going to tell her that if you're ever in trouble, you can call on me. And he hands out his hand and say, you have a friend now. I will not let the Akatsuki hurt you or anyone I care about. And this is where Yugito will shake Naruto's hand and we say, we'll see about that, Leaf Ninja. Now, the two of them will part ways, but now Naruto has gained an ally. So Yugito has a kunai and he tells her if she's ever in trouble to throw that kunai. Now, this is where they would go to meet Yagura, Isabu, Three Tails, the fourth Mizukage. Naruto and the fourth Mizukage wouldn't get along too well. I mean, their personalities, I mean, they would, but it's like, he wouldn't like Yagura at first, but he would grow up to him. I mean, I'm still going to have like that 25% of Naruto personality in there, because you got to have that, but it's still, he's going to become and complex, just like Itachi is most of the time, but still, that Naruto side is just going to break out sometimes. Anyway, so he would tell Yagura about the incoming doom of the Akatsuki, how they're trying to get the tailed beast, and how they're trying to do some destructive plan and put the world in a dream or something like that. Basically, their utopia of peace is what they're trying to achieve. Now, Yagura would hear this, and he would say that he would keep an eye out, and he would protect himself as best as he can. Naruto says, here, take this. He hands Yagura a kunai, the same kunai that Minato uses. And he tells Yagura that if you need help, I will be here in a flash. And Yagura says, noted. I'll keep this in mind. He puts it in his little kunai pouch and tells Naruto thank you. Now Yugura hands out his hand, and the both of them shake hands. And now Yugura is saved. Now Yugura, knowing that he has an ally like Naruto, but he also has in highest suspicion about the Akatsuki coming to try to capture him. Now we have Roshi, Son Goku. Now this would be an epic battle, because Roshi doesn't trust these two. He doesn't trust Naruto, no Uchiha or Leaf Ninja. So the battle would start to commence, and they would get into a huge scuffle with each other. But all of a sudden, the scuffle would end when Naruto uses some Kurama. Now, throughout the years, Naruto and Kurama has been talking to each other, gaining a mutual respect for each other, gaining a complex friendship. Naruto eradicated all the hatred out of Kurama, and Kurama even told him his name. He even broke the seal on his stomach. Kurama is fully linked with Naruto. They don't need a seal to hold each other in place. Now they're basically perfect tail beast synchronization. You know what I mean. Anyway, so as throughout the years of Kurama and Naruto talking to each other, they began to become friends, close friends. Now, the battle with Four Tails would be epic, and it would be not climactic, but it would be fun to look at, with fire going everywhere, Rasengan flying, Shindori flying, and these ninjas just jumping all around Yugura. But he would be heavily outmatched. And Roshi. I kept saying Yugura. Roshi would subside, and he would say, "What do you guys want?" Sorry about that. Basically, what we want is to save your life. The Akatsuki are coming here to kill you. Basically, capture you and extract your tail beast Son Goku out of your body. You know about that? Yes, I know about that, because I'm the Nine Tails Jinchuriki. I'm the Jinchuriki of Kurama. This is where Naruto would walk towards Son Goku. Son Goku is still on edge, but he's feel a little bit relaxed when he's around Naruto. Naruto puts his hand on Roshi's shoulder, and the both of them get teleported into a plane. This is where we see all the tailed beasts, not all of them there, minus the ones like Han, Killer. Well, yes, put it that way. Naruto instantly says this will be a hell of a lot easier. So he puts his hand on Roshi's shoulder, and the both of them get teleported to that tailed beast plane. All the Jinchuriki are there. Gaara, Yugito, Yugura, Roshi, Utakata, Fu, Killer Bee, and Han. All of them are there in this tail beast plane. Naruto explains everything to each and every one of them. Naruto realizes that he could have did this at first, but he kind of wanted to explore the world and just take a little break from training, since they've been training for 2 years straight. Due to the fact that their eyes have been bandages, they have not been taking breaks or like that. So Naruto does like the fresh air for once in a while. He didn't want to take the easy way out. Anyway, so as he's talking to all the tail beasts and allying with them, he tells each and every one of them to head to the Leaf Village. Go to the Leaf Village, and there we will hold our final stand. There you will be protected. Some of them protest against this. Well, some of them can't leave their positions and everything, and Naruto didn't notice that and everything. So Naruto would say that he's already met Gaara. He's already managed to give Gaara one of his one of his kunai, just in case he gets in trouble, and he could teleport to the Sand Village. He's already gave one to Yugito, Yugura, Roshi. So now all he has to find is Utakata, Fu, Killer Bee, and Han. So Naruto tells them that he's looking for them and that he's going to give them a kunai to, basically if they ever need help and they get in a tough situation, they can be protected. And most of them, like Roshi scoffs at this and Han scoffs at this. Even the Mizukage scoffs at this, saying that they don't need protection like that. But Naruto states that the Akatsuki are on a whole different level than you think. You're going to need protection. There's nothing wrong with having allies who has your back. That would put them in a spot to where they just stay silent and have a smile at this. Now Naruto will go to find Utakata and give him a kunai and even have conversations with him and growing a bond with him. Similar to the two, Utakata likes Naruto's personality and Naruto likes his, and both of them just would chat and go on a few missions together, helping Utakata out with something that he needed help with. Now Fu is one of the playful characters that Naruto likes. He likes Chomei too. He even talks to Chomei and often asks what is her signature attack. Now the both of them would get into talking with each other. Now Fu is saved, and he even gives her a kunai and tells Fu that no matter what, you will survive. Every one of us will survive. And now we go to Killer Bee, and that goes the same way as it did in canon with Naruto and Killer Bee clicking just like that. Now Han tells Naruto, and only Naruto, to fight him. He doesn't want any of the other members to fight or help out. He wants Naruto to prove his weight. He wants to see what Naruto can do. And then maybe, just maybe, he might consider joining Naruto's team. So Naruto and Han would look at each other and get into a battle. And the both of them would fight with the terrain being destroyed destructively and wind blowing as the two of these people would clash. Naruto would punch Han directly in the stomach, and Han would use his boil release, and the battle would just be really, really epic until Naruto starts to get serious and using his Sharingan. He's not using his EMS Sharingan. He's just using his regular base Sharingan. Now this is where Han starts to turn the tides and use his Tail Beast powers, and Naruto turns to tides and uses EMS and goes into a Susanoo form, basically palming Han to the ground and knocking him out. Now, with all that being done, that's something that I wanted to explain, that all the Tail Beasts were saved and everything, and for the remaining of the year, Naruto, Sasuke, and Itachi would practice with their Sharingan abilities, with their Susanoo abilities, and most likely just getting accustomed to their EMS. Now, for the main story, where we left off with, is that I said Gaara was saved. He was, because Naruto teleported over there, instantly used his Susanoo, basically killed Data and all that. So, yeah, all that happens. Now, this is something I have to mention. All these Tail Beasts know of the Akatsuki. They know they're being hunted. They know they're being after. They know they have a backup plan in case in case the Akatsuki comes after them and they need help, from which they did, such as Toby and what's his name, Datara or whatnot. Well, Toby and I think yes, it was Datara, but then Datara was with Sasori, so I don't know how that matches up. Anyway, so as each and every one of them were hunted, I just want to explain something right now. With all these Tail Beasts on Naruto's side, even the fourth Mizukage stepped down from his position and journeyed to the Leaf. Now, the Leaf Village has all these Tail Beasts in one spot. Now, Pain would come there and try to basically get the Tail Beast, basically using his 6 Maps of Pain and everything. Naruto would do his whole talking jutsu with that. That whole arc wouldn't go the same way it did. With all these shooters in this village, Itachi, Sasuke, they both have the EMS, and Naruto has the EMS. And you got Kakashi, who has been training effectively in the White Fang's fighting style, even effectively improving it multiple times over. And Jiraiya, who has perfected his Sage Mode, not that bootlegged Sage Mode that he had in canon. This is actual his perfected Sage Mode. With that being said, Naruto, with the 8-tailed beast on his side. Sorry, I had to start it up. The fourth great ninja war becomes a joke. It becomes a plaything right now. Because they have all these people, all these jinchuriki in one village right now, basically holding a stand. Pain wouldn't even get that far of doing anything that remotely damaging like they did in canon. I get that some of them were strong, the 6 Paths of Pain were strong, but with all these people there and the knowledge that they were coming to this exact spot, yeah, Pain would get dealt with very easily. Very easily. If you got any contests or you got any problem against that, let me know in the comments below. But in my personal opinion, I don't even think Pain, even with the Rinnegan, they wouldn't even hold a count. I get the Almighty Push was strong. But what can you do when you got 3 Uchiha in the village? I'm saying that right now. 3 Uchiha in the village. A guy who's improved the White Fang's fighting style multiple times over. Jiraiya, who's mastered his Sage Mode Jutsu. And all 8 of the tailed beasts in there. I mean, what kind of attack do you think you're going to get? How far do you think you're going to get? I get Almighty Push, the chakra stealing, basically Ashura Path is strong as hell, but basically, what is that going to do against a tall-ass samurai statue of a Susanoo, which basically that is? Anyway, so let's continue on. With all that being said, the fourth Great Ninja War becomes a joke because they deal with the Ukatsuki relatively easy. Obito has to go up into a backup plan, or basically reveal himself using, basically going after Kanan. Well, going after Kanan and killing her and getting the Rinnegan Eye. And even he didn't even get that far. He failed miserably. Madara would never end up getting resurrected. The fourth Great Ninja War would have never started. The 5 Kage Summit would have happened and everything. But this is where Naruto, basically all the events that played out in canon would not happen. So all those events would be subsided. They would be gone. They would be avoided. All that pain and all that sorrow would be avoided. The fourth Kage, not the fourth Kage. The Kage Summit, I think that's what it's called. The Kage Summit would still happen as it did in canon, but this is where Naruto would be there and actually unite all the other nations through a heartwarming speech. He would talk no jutsu each and every Hokage, and of course the fourth Mizukage is there since the fifth Mizukage didn't get instated. It's the fourth Mizukage since he's still alive. Now, as of all that, he's united all the nations together, and now he's created the harmony of peace. Naruto single-handedly just created the harmony of peace. All the tail beasts went on their same adventures and everything without the fear of being hunted, and they gained new respects. The tail beasts even respect Naruto a lot right now, and even Kurama is surprised at how far Naruto's grown from his childhood to his adulthood right now. Now, with that being said, it's not too much to go on. I mean, you can go into Naruto the Last. You can't go into Naruto the Last and basically say that, withhold that, but it wouldn't be the same way. I mean, Naruto would help save Hinata from being abducted, break the whole thing, but they wouldn't have that mutual bond with each other because she would be with Kiba, I think. Ino and Naruto's relationship would have progressed ecstatically, and by the time Naruto the Last would have came around, Ino would be pregnant, and that would be pregnant with Boruto. Now, on the other end, Sasuke and Sakura, they both would get together, and Sakura would end up getting pregnant with Sadara. Now, Itachi would settle down with someone, and Kakashi would settle down, and I don't really know the two of them, the two of the girls with them. You can act, but this is the final part for that, so we're not really going to go into too much of detail with that. And as far as going into Boruto, Boruto is going to be he's going to be very different. He's not going to have that Jogan or nothing like that. Basically, he's going to just have the mind transfer jutsu. And he's also just going to have Naruto's abilities and stuff like that. He's going to be but he's still going to be strong. He's not going to have the Jogan or nothing like that. This boy's going to have the Sharingan. I almost blotched up there. He's going to have the Sharingan and the mind transfer jutsu stuff. So yeah, Boruto's still going to be strong, possibly even stronger than his canon version. Might be stronger than his canon version. Anyway, so with all those events settled, Kakashi still becomes the 6th Hokage. But he turns it down. He says that Naruto should become the 6th Hokage. Then Naruto does become the 6th Hokage, and he has a nice brief period as the 6th Hokage, up until the point where he tells Kakashi that, hey, Kakashi, guess what? Kakashi says, what? You're the 7th Hokage now. And Kakashi would be wide-eyed by this. Naruto has been the Hokage for at least like 2 years right now. 2 years at most. Well, 3 to 2 years at most. On his 3rd year, he wanted to basically explore the world like Sasuke and Itachi is doing. Now, doesn't want to be bound to a chair anymore. I mean, it was fun being Hokage. This was his dream to protect his village. But now he wants to explore. He wants to give it to someone else who deserves the title so much more. So he gives it to Kakashi and says, Kakashi is the new 6th Hokage. Kakashi gets well acquainted with his quarters and becomes not the 6th Hokage, the 7th Hokage. And he becomes the 7th Hokage. Backwards. Everything will play out as normal, and too much detail going into the whole basically Boruto arc. But anyway, that's the final part to what if Naruto was like Itachi. Anyway, I hope you guys like the final part to this series. I'm sorry it was supposed to come out yesterday. I was trying to upload the video, but it wasn't working. But anyway, you guys have a good day, a good night, and plus ultra. Good night, guys. Oh yeah, for those of you who are gonna say in the comments that Itachi had a sickness, I had Lady Tsunade heal him. I should have mentioned that earlier in the video, but I'm doing now. I had Lady Tsunade heal him. And also I did mention that Naruto had time-stopping abilities, but he used those to basically help out with the Akatsuki. It wasn't much of can go on in this series because I know when as soon as Naruto had to tell Beast, it will be over in a flash. Anyway, good night.
君の虜になって